Hello, I hope you guys are all enjoying Judy Moody and the Not Bummer Summer. Today we are going to read Chapter 8, Goliath Glue. Judy stared at her thrill point chart. It was already the middle of July and her chart looked Bearsville, as in half naked. No frills, no thrills. She picked up a strawberry-scented smelly marker. 10 points for writing the Scream Monster Mouse. -5 for blue throw up, and 5 for the prom dress equals, Mouse meowed. You're right, Mouse. A big fat donut. Judy was tracing and retracing a 0 in the total points column when, kaboom! She heard a huge crash. She flew down the stairs and skidded to a stop just inside the living room. What happened? Did the roof fall in or something? I just dropped this. Aunt Opal held up a shiny garbage can lid as if it was an Egyptian treasure. I can't decide if this is a shield, a hat, or a wheel. I hate to tell you, but I think it's the lid to the garbage. Well, sure, but what is it really? I mean, what does it want to become? Maybe it wants to grow up and become a dumpster. Judy cracked herself up. She went over to a giant trunk full of art supplies. What's in here, anyway? It's my traveling art studio, Opal told Judy. With all my tools and supplies, I can make anything, from mobiles to murals. You're an artist? Opal chose a hunk of fabric, Goliath glue, ribbons, and a hammer, and dropped them onto the couch beside the lid. A gorilla artist, actually. Gorilla? As in a monkey? Opal shook her head. As in secret, under the radar. A gorilla artist makes art out of everything and puts it everywhere. Cool beans! But why? Ooh, look at this art stash. I know we have lots of little artists at McCray Elementary. Aunt Opal smiled. It's fun and creative and daring. See? Here's what I'm thinking, Opal whispered to Judy. A big grin spread over Judy's face. For the next hour, Judy cut, glued, and painted paper insects. Aunt Opal hammered, twisted, shaped, and shined her garbage can lid. It's way cool making such a mess, said Judy. That's what art is all about, said Opal. Judy swirled a huge glob of Goliath glue onto the garbage lid with her hand, then stuck a butterfly, dragonfly, and her favorite insect, the northeast beach tiger beetle, onto the lid. Ta-da! Leaning on the table with one hand, she struck a pose, showing off her hat. Boing! Bugs sprang up and down on metal slinkies. Fantastic! I told you it was a hat. Opal held up her own hat, which was decked out with pottery shards, ribbons, colored glass, and sparkly gems. Now all we have to do is sneak over to the library and put these on the library lions. But it has to be late at night, after dark, so nobody sees. That's 10 thrill points for sure, Judy said. The door banged and Stink burst into the room excited. Guess what? Zeke gave me homework. I have to look for Bigfoot scat. He proudly held up tongs, plastic bags, and a small shovel. Are you sure he wasn't telling you to scat? Judy joked. Zeke says you have to sniff for a really bad smell, which I'm super good at, by the way, and look for dark stuff that looks like potting soil on flat rocks. Then you poke it to see if it has any leaves or berries in it, which is why you never leave home without ding-a-ling, ding, 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 ice cream truck. Stink dropped his stuff like a hot potato and zoomed out the door. Aunt Opal ran after him. Wait for me! Judy started to run, but the whole table came with her. Help! Her hands were stuck fast to the table. She pulled harder. Hey, somebody! My hand, it's stuck! I'm Goliath glued to the table! Aunt Opal rushed back in. What? You're kidding, right? Judy tried again to pry her hand off, but all it did was lift the table. Opal dashed into the kitchen. "Stinker! Buy me an ice cream!" Judy yelled out the front door. Opal came back with olive oil, mayo, and a spatula. "This is no time to make a sandwich," said Judy. "Trust me," said Opal. She poured olive oil and glopped mayonnaise all over Judy's hand. Stink came back, slurping a rainbow-colored popsicle. "Where's mine?" "I thought you were coming out. How was I supposed to know you glued yourself to a table?" "Want some?" Stink asked, holding out his popsicle. Oh my goodness. Look at Judy and Opal, and then there's Stink in the background with his popsicle. I bet Judy is not happy. An ABS popsicle? Already been slobbered? Forget it. "This won't take much longer, I promise," said Aunt Opal. "Famous last words," Judy said. 47 tries later, she slumped over. "Well, we've tried warm water, a chisel, hand soap, laundry soap, dish soap, and Gooby Gone." Aunt Opal jiggled Judy's arm. Judy wiggled 1, 2, 3 fingers. Almost there," Aunt Opal cried. At last, Judy's hand flew up off the table. Free at last! In just under, Stink checked the clock, 1 hour and 47 minutes. "I had no idea that glue is so strong," said Opal. "How's your hand?" "Better now that there's no table stuck to it. I'm going to need some Band-Aids for sure. But my mood ring's in a bad mood. I think it's going to be stuck on black forever. Ugh, this was the worst day of my life." "Worse than the time I got to dress up as a human flag and go to the White House?" Stink asked. "And you had to go to school and dress up as a cavity?" Judy chased Stink around the table with the Glyph glue bottle. "Sorry, Judy," Aunt Opal said. "I'll make it up to you. Anything you want." Judy looked at her. "Really? You mean it? Anything?" Aunt Opal nodded. Judy slid the newspaper over. "While I was stuck, I saw this ad in the paper. Next Saturday, there's a cemetery creep and crawl after dark. Can we go?" "Is it worth thrill points?" Aunt Opal asked. "A midnight zombie walk through a graveyard?" Did I say midnight? Then totally, absolutely. That sounds really creepy. I hope she gets a lot of thrill points for that. I cannot wait to read the next chapter. It is called Poop Picnic, and I think Miss Henderson will read it to you guys. Have a great summer. Get some thrill points.